Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for a movie review. We're reviewing the film Flinch, which is going to be releasing January 15th in theaters. Then it's going to be releasing digitally and on demand January 21st. So just got to check this film out, and I love the vibes that this film gave me. I think the first thing that jumps out to me overall, it has this really 80s feel, but more importantly to me and to my gamers, it gave me Grand Theft Auto vibes. And not because you're running around stealing cars, but like if you are a Grand Theft Auto fan, more or less the styling of the missions and just how the dialogue was kind of done, complemented by the score, which I thought was fantastic. And just to be clear, I think Grand Theft Auto is one of the best games of all times. I mean, this is literally why Grand Theft Auto 5 is still being played to this day. Actually, for many, it had to have been over like 10 years since the release. I can't even recall, but like it gave me Grand Theft Auto vibes, but more or less, if you're not familiar with Grand Theft Auto, it gave me 80s mobster. It gave me like 80s mobster vibes with like a sprinkle of it being modern, sort of say. But like overall, however you want to categorize it, the aesthetics and everything comes together, and it's a really good movie. I like this. I thought the first like 30 minutes of it, I was kind of like, okay, I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about it. I'm not really sure where this is going to go. And it built like I think a movie should do. By the first phase, you were kind of like, okay. Second phase, you're like, all right. And then the third phase was just absolutely nuts. Like the third phase was literally nuts. And then the ending I thought was, I liked the ending. I really got behind the ending. But anyway, what Flinch is about. So you have this young man, Joey Doyle, who lives with his mom. Well, he's a hitman, and while he's on a mission, he ends up, he's committing the mission, shall I say? And there was a witness, this young lady that saw him commit this murder, and he couldn't find himself to kill her. You know, he didn't have it in him. She did something that made him think twice, and he ended up bringing her back, taking her home, and nonetheless, there's more beneath the eye with him. Like he falls in love, I guess. Air quotation marks. He falls in love here. So it's not really. Maybe it is a love story, but it definitely encompasses love elements. It's not even a question. But just really quickly, the character Joey Doyle, who's played by Daniel Zovatto, I like this character. I love how this character built as the story built as well. So I was really invested into him because, you know, when you think about hitmen, you think of them just being cold and like kind of unconscious, but like he had a conscience, and like even at time I was even conflicted for him because like he's following his dad's footsteps, who is also was a hitman, and he doesn't follow it just because his father does it, but like his father did leave a legacy for him, but also not just the legacy for him and as far as the street credit, but like the psychology of his father, and which really played into the part of him saving the character Mia, who was the witness to the crime, who's played by Tilda Cobham-Hervey, who just really does a fantastic job on her own too. She really sucks the viewers in to her character, which is problematic, should I say, not only just for the viewers, but for also for Joey's character, because again, you know, she's a witness, and it's the idea is that, is he in love with her because he really loves her? Is it true love, or is she just doing whatever she can to save her life? Because like she is a liability right now, but you know, you have to see how that kind of plays out. But like with Joey's character too, like again, he has these teachings from his dad, and regardless of his dad being away or not, it's the idea, does those teachings apply to his current situation? And even at times you start to wonder, like, do Joey even like being a hitman? Like, is he doing it because, you know, not only because of the debt that his dad owed, or his dad's legacy, or even to really, you know, support his mom? Because at times you start to think, like, does he really like doing this? And also I think that with the love element being added, like, it causes confliction with the character. Nonetheless, all these things are happening with this character, and you're being a witness too, and I really do appreciate that. You know, as much as I love an action film, I also am very much a fan of understanding the psychology of the killer or the assassin or the murderer or whoever it may be. I'm very interested in that element of it, and I thought they did a really good job in building Joey Doyle's character, played again by Daniel Zovatto, in this. So that was definitely one of the highlights as far as with the plot and the movie structure and just the writing in its entirety. But going back to Mia, so again, yeah, she's a liability because she was a witness to the murder, and the idea is like, do you get rid of her and really protect everything, and or are you in love with her, and you being in love with her, well, what does that mean? Because like she's considered a loose end, and not only just for the Doyle family, but for the people the Doyle family work for and all that. So like it's not just him making the decision. There's other things circusing around it as well too. And yes, the mob is involved here. So yeah, but like I said, like when you talk about the character Joey and like the psychology here, like you also see kind of like parallels with his dad. You don't get a lot of his dad presence in the film. You understand that he's following this revolving trend that his dad left, and it's the idea of if you because his dad's already taken these steps, does he actually understand and he grasp what his father's teaching him or taught him, or does he try to take his own path and obviously risking a whole liability in doing so? So again, I just really like that. Again, the 80s vibe with the score complemented it all together. I thought it really pieced it all together. I love the cinematography with it as well, and just all the aesthetics of just the visuals. I thought it was really well done. But again, the third act is just nuts. Like it is, as much as it is a lot about the character building and some love elements to it, the action comes the third act, and it will make everybody happy. And then the ending I thought was very interesting. I want to give you all, this is not a spoiler, but I want to give you all just a hunch here. In that third act, be very, very, keep your eye out on when Joey checks Instagram. Because there's something really synonymous to me, I think, with him scrolling through Instagram about what kind of happened with the end of the film. I love that. And then the big question here with the whole film is that, was they in love or were they not? And I think that you don't want to overlook, especially if you're watching in theaters, because you don't have another opportunity to go see it immediately until you go back again, or you get it digitally a week later. But like, keep an eye out on the Instagram scrolling. Like there's something I thought was really synonymous with the theme of this film. But overall too, I enjoyed this movie. Flinch was definitely a movie I was not expecting. I checked it out and I was pleased. Again, it's dropping in theaters January 15th, and it's going to be on digitally and on demand January 21st. So folks, definitely check it out. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the film after you do, and stay tuned because as always, more reviews are coming soon. Thank you for watching, folks.